Hey, Gospel Guitarist here with another upgrade video. I'm going to upgrade the Trem system on my Fender powered by Roland CG1 guitar. And what I did was I ordered from fu.com a brass claw and silent springs. They also include a really cool pick. It's like death to bad tone. What's it say? Assassinate lane tone. I don't know if I can get that on video. And it's got like a M16, military rifle. These are black springs, so it's like they got a rubber coating on them, so that they don't make all that noise and reverberation, if you will. And then a brass claw will go on the instead of the standard claw, which ships with the new Trem system. I have ordered from GFS a brass blocked nickel hardware replacement bridge, and I won't be using the claw that came with it or the springs that came with it. I will replace the screws with their packet of goodies here. And the quality on the bridge looks pretty nice. So the downside to the guitar is the bridge. So I'm going to replace that. I'm not going to go into detail with the replacement. It's basically a drop-in stuff, put this in, hook up the springs. I'll just kind of show you basically once I get it done. So hang in there. Well, quick progress note. I'll probably just make little progress notes. Brass claw soldered to the ground wire. And what I did was I found some actual brass screws that I will use in place of the stainless steel screws. You can get brass screws. I just figured they'll transfer the tone better than solid steel. You can buy a set of brass screws from fu.com for $10. So if you think it's worth the upgrade to get 2 brass screws for $10, I don't, because I knew I had brass screws laying around. So I want to try these. They're a little bit thinner, but they're about the same size as a stainless steel. So we'll see if they grab, and if not, I'll go back to the steel, but I'll try them. Okay, well, I got the bridge installed now, and remember, if you do something like this, to measure where your old saddles were adjusted to. They're not identical in the units, but they're extremely close, I'm sure, in tolerances. So the starting point for the new bridge will be the settings that I had dialed in on my old bridge. And remember that when you put these screws in to mount it, that they're not supposed to be clamping down on this bridge piece on the base plate. You need to get it to the base plate and then just back it off just a minute hair, because you don't want it binding on the screws, but you do want it solidly mounted. So now to flip it over, put the springs in. And no, I don't do a V pattern. I want equal straight pull on my springs, and then I angle the claw versus angling the springs, because you got heavy strings and light strings, so you need to adjust your claw so that your return on your tremolo is correct. So play with that setup until you get it the way you like it. And it looks kind of cool with all the brass back here. Brass and black. I need to get me a clear plate cover now, right? Okay, don't forget, if you're going to replace your bridge on this Strat, don't forget to use your measurement tool here to get your string height right on your GK3 pickup. So recheck your spring spacing. That's an easy one to forget. Well, that's what it looks like all assembled. Looks pretty sharp if you ask me. It's almost a shame to put the cover back on. But for the tone comparison I will, because some people believe there is a difference between having the cover on your guitar or having it off. So I'll put it back on just for those people. But this looks pretty nice the way it is. And here we have the assembled tremolo all in place. And returns a lot better than the old one. And I can hear a big difference in the body too. Second half of the tone review, I can tell the amp's not on right now, but that's like a lot louder than it was before. I can feel the resonance in the body a lot more with this upgrade. So the harmonics seem to all be intact and enhanced by the brass installation and the nickel hardware on the actual. This is all nickel, it's not stainless steel. This is all nickel. The saddles are nickel, the plate's nickel, and then you got your brass on the back. So I guess I should put that cover back on like I said I would, huh? And I don't need to adjust it. It's followed all of my settings and got the strings on it, and it's, you know, I had to do some minor adjustments to the saddles, but that's it. The setup's nearly perfect, so it's got great action and it's set up like it was before. Maybe a little better. So I'll just screw these in and fast forward the tape here. Okay. Okay, let's turn on the amp, see what it sounds like. Haven't touched anything, same chord, same pick, same amp settings, haven't changed nothing. I would say that's a whole lot better. One reason I do these demos on my Roland is because this thing shows what your equipment really does sound like as far as pedals or guitars it will expose the most minute nuances in your gear. So for a test like this, it's perfect. Treble pickup and the rhythm front neck pickup is the only thing I'm using in these two demos here. No, it's not that song. Is it? Not a big tonal change there. I mean, you can hear the notes a little more defined, but I think it's more about the pickups aren't as good as the high quality pickups there. New strings. And just for your information, the set that I took off were fairly new as well, so there's not going to be that much string influence. But from the way it plays, it just does a lot better with the new bridge. It returns better. It's much better quality build, and one of the weak points on the CG1 is the Trem system. It's this stuff. Pretty much, you know, cheap metal, and the whole assembly, you know, is plain old steel tone killing stuff. So this has more definition. The body's resonating better. It sounds better even unplugged. I highly suggest the upgrade. I have a link in the description of where you can buy these. And I think it was only like 40 something bucks for the whole unit. And some places want more than that just for a brass block, and maybe they're claiming it's more pure brass. I don't know, but still 40 bucks. What an upgrade. Highly suggest it. Thanks for watching. I hope it piqued your interest if you're thinking about upgrading, and didn't want to show every single step of the reconstruction because it's pretty much straightforward. Taking some screws out, put some screws in, do your setup, you're done. It's a pretty quick thing to do, and to prove it, I put the back on. That's what it sounds like. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you care to, and to see more of these tests. Next week I have an upgrade coming to a MIDI foot controller, replacing a chip EEPROM, so stay tuned for that. Ciao.